record over here. That's recording. Now, you've officially started streaming.
No, we're live? Nah, crap.
What do you mean, not crap?
No, no.
I got the audio going. Let me grab my coat. And of course now I have to pee. That's just how it goes.
You had to hit record, didn't you?
Yep. The whole world knows.
I mean, I guess I could pull up the stream and say hi to the people and
no, it's okay.
just
I'm not going.
entertain the.
I'm not going, Pete.
I mean,
I'm hoping that the conversation is so engaging and enthralling I forget about it. So be engaging and enthralling.
That's funny.
Be engaging and enthralling, Eric. This is episode 100. Come on.
Nah.
Come on. Engaging, enthralling, something. Ugh. Hey, look at that.
Well, nice.
Yeah, as long as it's not junk.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
On a dying YouTube channel? After all, my channel's dying, everyone. Who's ever watching that? Hey, 21. Look at that.
Hey.
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 Hey. Alright.
Oh, Lord.
Nate on the toilet again.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, am I dabbing over there?
What?
Am I dabbing over there?
Yeah, be righteous. Put up your dab.
Ah, of course. Thanks, be righteous.
Alright. Man, there's a lot of people in here.
Yeah.
Corey Bohm. T. Hodgins is here. Timothy Lee. James Avenger. Gamerpon.
Nice.
Nice. Ryan Lista's here.
Nice.
Super Yoshi 1220. Timothy. Oh, I already
Nice.
said that. Joe Mack.
Nice.
Dad, is
nice.
that you?
Yeah, buddy.
Be righteous. Edwin Valenzuela. Sonic Man the best.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Hello from the grave, I guess. What the heck? All right. So, how's it going, live people?
Live.
We
Yeah.
technically haven't started the podcast just yet. You will obviously know when we start it because it'll be, hey, welcome to the Ton Prime Podcast.
Yeah.
The big thing about this is a special anniversary episode, obviously, 100 episodes in. We do one live episode per month, and it just made sense. This is our anniversary episode.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why not have it live? I probably will not have this episode go, quote-unquote, live. Afterwards. It'll probably still be a normal Monday release, but we'll see how it goes. I guess if this one blows up, maybe I won't do any fancy editing and we'll just have this one be the episode, but we'll see. There is going to be a giveaway. We'll talk about that as we get into the podcast. It's a pretty big giveaway, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Eric and I are pooling together to make it happen. So, all right. Well, I guess without wasting any time, I guess we can get into it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let me sync this all up. Slow clap it in.
The slow clap.
Slow clap it in.
Slow clap for 100.
All right, I know what the first two topics are. I don't know if I remember what the third one is, but it's okay.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
we don't need the third one yet.
Okay.
If we even get to the third
It's
one.
the-
I know.
yeah. It's the- yeah.
I'm going to forget it. So I
Sure
didn't know
you are.
about it till just before. So.
Okay, why not? Yep.
Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York.
The arsonist has oddly shaped feet. Oh, Lord. That's going to blow up now.
All right.
Fun. I didn't think about that during the podcast.
All right, ready?
And that blowing up. I forgot about that part of it. This.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, your Twitter's going to be blowing.
Yeah, it is.
Blowing up all
Yeah, it
for
is.
the next week.
Yes, it is.
Enjoy. Now
I know, right?
You're going to feel what it's like to be me
Yeah.
for a week.
Except for...
Especially with the Nintendo Switch giveaway. Oh, my
Yeah, right?
gosh.
Yeah.
It's like 3,000 people in 2 weeks. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Nintendo Prime Podcast, episode
100. Oh, boy.
this is a very special episode for me. Obviously, 100 episodes of anything is a lot. And I don't know how many of you guys know this out there. The podcast was literally all Nintendo Prime was for a long time. It was just a podcast. We did nothing else.
Pretty much.
There was like a website that was in and out, but really didn't exist. And then there was this. This, like, literally my journey to becoming a YouTuber. This is my beginning and probably the end of my journey someday. I think the Nintendo Prime podcast will be, if I ever stop making YouTube videos, I think the last video I ever make will be the final Nintendo Prime podcast. Don't know what episode that'll be. I'm hoping it's episode like 18,000.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll take me until I'm dead. I don't know. I haven't done the math
right,
on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I it's a very special occasion. I tried hard, guys. I begged Darren to come on,
right?
Because I wanted to make this a true throwback episode,
right?
Because for those who don't know, the very first episode of the Nintendo Prime podcast ever was me, Eric, and Darren Haar. It was originally supposed to be a 3-man podcast, and
actually, we make quite a few promises
once we became. Yeah, there's a lot of promises in that first episode
podcast,
that never came true.
Yeah.
But once we became a weekly podcast, Darren went bye-bye. I think it conveniently worked for him that we would only do it when he was available.
Pretty much. Yeah,
and now he's only available like once every 3 months, so it didn't work out. And then I even tried to get 5J to come in, 5J Gaming. You guys might remember him. He used to do live streams on our channel. He's a great guy. You should go check out his YouTube channel and his Twitch channel. Just 5J Gaming. That's what he uses everywhere. And well, he would have been on as a nice replacement, but he's sick. So I wish you well, 5J. Hopefully you're feeling better. Maybe we can get you on next week if you're feeling better. I know episode 101, not as special as episode 100. But, man, we have come a long way. You know what? Let's just – I know I didn't have 4 topics. We're just going to make a 4th topic right now.
Okay.
And before we get into that, I should remind you guys to, hey, you're watching this live, so a lot of you. If you're not, and watching this on Monday when it normally comes out, welcome. If you would like to watch it live, $10 backer on patreon.com/Nintendo Prime. Every Thursday is when we do the recording, and that's when you can see it live every single week as we record it. Or for $5 a month on Patreon, you could get the audio version early by a full day. Otherwise, the normal podcast comes out at 10 a.m. on YouTube and Podbean every Monday. Now, that being said, that out of the way. Oh, I'm Nathaniel Fajance. That's Eric Moore. I don't know if we. I don't even.
No, I don't think we did.
We even did that stuff. I kind of want to reminisce a little bit.
Okay.
I guess, before I do the reminiscing, I should mention that we are going to have a special giveaway announced during this podcast. Some of you savvy people out there have probably already noticed that there is a giveaway link already down in the description, because there's no way for me to be like, oh, giveaway link is not in the description at all. It doesn't exist. What am I talking about? But there, obviously, you could already go enter. But I implore you, stick around to figure out what the giveaway is and why the giveaway is what it is. But we'll get into that in a topic, I guess 2 topics from now. So the first topic I guess I want to talk about is strictly podcast and I guess Nintendo Prime related, because, again, 100 episodes of this bad boy. Like, is there any particular episodes that, like, stand out from you from the past 100? Like, anything where you're like, man, that was a really good podcast we did that one time. I can think of one in particular that's always going to stick with me. But
the Smash Cast?
I mean, how can you not?
How can you forget Smash Cast?
I mean, the Smash podcast, for those who don't know, was we had She Says bounced in randomly.
Yeah.
He was originally supposed to be on, then he said he couldn't be on, and then all of a sudden he just showed up halfway in.
Yes, he did.
Darren was there.
Yes.
We had Player Essence on.
Yes.
Who did not like my opinions on the GameCube controller, especially, and my opinion on items in competitive Smash.
No, he did not.
She didn't like that opinion much either,
No.
but at least he thought, he's like, oh, you know what, the kind of player you are, it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
I think it was it, right? That was the group?
Yep.
Yeah. That was a really fun podcast.
That was.
It was the most people we've had on a podcast, I think, total, because we had 5?
Mm-hmm.
We had 5 people on, and we struggled to get a third on most of the time, unless it's a Patreon member.
Yeah, right.
So, it was kind of nice having that. That was back in the day. One thing I will say Darren was good for was getting guests.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not as good at it because I don't have time. I forget to ask people to be on the podcast, if I'm being completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I do ask, like I did for this episode, it's no.
the day of.
Or even when it's the day before, it's no.
Yeah.
Like I've asked HMK a few times. He's been on some episodes.
Yeah.
I remember the first time he was on, there was a particular question I held back because he's the hype man. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah.
He gets overly hyped about things. It's good times. But it's like any particular memories like you have, even if it's just us two, and you trashing on me because you and my fiance are the best at making me feel like garbage.
There is that. No, the ones that stick out to me the most are always our betting specials because for some ungodly reason, I'm always the one that loses and takes the punishment. And
that's right. I'm undefeated in betting specials.
Podcast betting specials.
I did lose. Well, technically, the one that I lost
really
wasn't a betting special. It was a video game competition stream.
Yeah.
And you beat me at the game. So then I got punished and I ended up throwing up, which is cool. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Still haven't found a punishment that makes Eric throw up, but it's okay. We've had a lot of fun on this channel. And, there's a lot of other videos I do. A lot of you guys out there probably know me from the news videos, know me from the Prime news videos, know me from standalone news videos, discussion videos, maybe a video that went viral or two. I think my most viewed video as Nintendo Prime, because a lot of people were like, oh, my body is ready. Like that was a video that's been on this channel for like a decade. But I'm talking about like in terms of what I've done as Nintendo Prime. Oh, there was that hacking video that blew up to, Nintendo blocked hackers or whatever. That blew up to 300,000 and the whole hacking community now hates me. I don't think there's a single Nintendo Switch hacker out there that views me in a positive light. So there's that. Oh, you know what? No, there's one. I think Zachary Kurtz. He shows up to live streams once in a while, and he doesn't hate me, I don't think, because he still shows up.
Uh-huh.
But maybe he didn't watch that video. So
maybe not. Well, now you just lost one more sub.
Now he's going to look it up. And that's another interesting thing. Like, we're in the midst. Like, we're at episode 100, and Nintendo Prime's actually doing the worst it's ever done.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're getting lower viewership per video now than we were when we started doing Nintendo Prime. Crazy.
Yeah.
I, in the span of the last week, have lost over 150 subs and haven't had a single positive sub gain day, and there doesn't appear to be an end in sight. Every single day I wake up, do more videos, and by the end of the day, we've lost another 20 or 30 subs. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, like, is YouTube doing a long purge? Normally YouTube's purges are like a day or two. So I don't think this is YouTube purge. I think what this is the fallout from the Nintendo Prime podcast, or the Nintendo Switch giveaway, because that's still ongoing. But Gleam.io temporarily closed it a week ago because YouTube changed their policies about giveaways, and they didn't want my channel to get like a strike. Well, they, after talking to YouTube and stuff, YouTube said, well, if the giveaway was already ongoing before the policy change, you're allowed to finish it. Okay. So I reopened the giveaway. I'm not supposed to mention it really in a video. So like it's still ongoing, but I can't advertise it. So the link for it is in the description of every video, but it doesn't matter because people don't read the description unless you tell them to. That's something I've quickly discovered as a YouTuber, that unless you tell people a reason to go to the description, they don't do it. Yeah. So what happened is, because Gleam.io sent out all the, giveaway ended, what's happening is all the people that entered the giveaway are saying, it ended, now I can unsub. Yeah. So I'm really just losing the subs that weren't watching my content anyways. So it's not really like a net loss per se, because I'm just losing people who didn't care. They were just here for the giveaway. Yeah. But at the same time, it is a little discouraging to like see how hard I was working, and it's like, when is the sub purge gonna stop? Like, when are people gonna stop unsubbing? Yeah. Maybe never. And on top of that, this past week, I changed up the channel. Now I'm covering more than Nintendo, and I'm sure that's pissed some people off because that's just the way it goes. Even though one of my top viewed videos this week is a video about Sony. So, I mean, the audience has spoken. We're now a Sony channel. I'm just kidding.
We are now Sony Prime.
So, but it's just interesting because this is the 100th episode. This to me is even more important than the 2-year anniversary that I celebrated anyways through a live stream a little bit ago. Because technically Nintendo Prime has been at this for longer than 2 years. Just as a full-time YouTuber, it's been 2 years. But we've been doing this podcast for like 3 at this point. And
somewhere in that area, probably.
This podcast means something to me. I've talked about it in the past. It was always the piece of content that was going to stick around no matter what happened. If I don't do YouTube full-time, if I'm working 80 hours a week or whatever else, Eric and I are going to find a time to get this podcast done. It's just going to happen. And it's because I care. I think the thing I care about the most when it comes to the Nintendo community is the discussion on Nintendo games, the discussion on the community of Nintendo fans, and the discussion on Nintendo hardware and the rumors. Like, I like discussion a lot. And also, this is a permanent excuse for Eric and I to actually see each other once a week because we're busy. Yeah. We're working tons. I got kids. Like, it's nice to know, hey, look, every Thursday we're going to meet up. We just know it. It's in our schedule. It's just, look, I don't know. He might not get here till 8, but he'll be here in time to do it. Unless I push it or unless he's sick or, whatever happens.
Or mass amounts of snow.
Yeah, unforeseen circumstances that we can't really plan for. So, man, this podcast, we've been through a lot of crap. How many guests can you even, like, I know we're not going to be able to count because we're not going to remember them all, but how many guests can you remember that we've had?
Oh,
how many different ones? I mean, I mentioned a few already. I'll give you those few already. She says, Player Essence. And that's the only time. For how buddy Player Essence and I are, he's only ever been on one podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, OJ, what's wrong with you, man? You don't invite me on your podcast. Granted, I think it's a patron thing. But still, I'm a patron member. I'm just not at the level to be on your podcast.
Way to go.
And I don't see you knocking on my door to get on my podcast. What's wrong? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And we had She Says. He's actually been on a couple because he was on one where Darren wasn't around.
Yeah.
But he's really busy. So usually when I ask him, I have to ask him like a month ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard for me to plan out a month ahead of time.
Right.
Let me see here. HMK. Mm-hmm. He's been on a couple early ones. He hasn't been on in a long time.
Right.
He was on during that first year. I think he was on one of our hype podcasts heading to E3. I really wanted him on. And then we saw him at that was 2016.
Yeah.
That we saw him at E3, but we didn't really know him that well, so we didn't say anything to him.
Right.
When he was going nuts over Zelda.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was good. 5J's been on.
5J. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Darren.
Yeah. Well, was Darren?
Darren
really
was the OG,
guest?
but I mean,
he's a guest.
You
now
know
he
what?
is.
He was. Might as well have always been.
Yeah.
Might as well have always been.
Yeah.
Who else?
You got your patrons.
Yep. The patrons.
So,
yep. Let me see if how many of those I can name.
Yeah.
We've had 2 Holmes on once.
Yep.
I think Be Righteous was on one.
I think so.
I think just one.
Yep.
He might be on one again this month. He tried to get on one last month, but it didn't work out for him. Let me see. Corey Bohm has been on one. Andrew 243. I mean, he's the one that's really been. Yeah. He takes advantage every month. He's on every month.
Right.
He's the only $20 backer we've had that, like, seriously, he's on every month.
Yeah.
He actually takes advantage of his Patreon stuff.
Oh yeah,
every month.
And you never actually did mention that part of the Patreon part of it being on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
at $20
$20 a month you can be on the podcast. And what's also cool too, like over the course of this podcast, is you guys are why we're able to do it every week, because it is hard to organize this. It takes a lot of time to edit. Shout out to Martin, our old editor that did this podcast. Yeah. Let me tell you, Martin, after editing this podcast now for a few months, I miss not having to waste my weekends editing and rendering videos. It sucks. And I really, really appreciate the amount of time you allowed me to focus on other content. So thank you so much for that. Can't forget that you were a big part of this podcast for so long. It's just me and Eric now, and then random people from Patreon, and then I don't know. We haven't had an extra guest in so long. It's hard to even say.
Yeah, right.
And I feel bad because it's the 100th episode, and I thought about trying to invite everyone who's ever been on to see how crazy it could get. Yeah. Like, I don't think most people would show up, but even if we got like 3 of them, like, that'd be huge for us. But
yeah, right.
But like, the only people I contacted never got back. So I can tell you one right now that you're forgetting. Someone you met at E3, but I didn't.
Oh yes, Mr. Bob Wolf.
Bob Wolf from Wolf Den. Been on an episode.
Yes.
I actually got to ask him again. I've been popping up on his live streams and just checking in on him. I should probably get him on basically tonight, probably tonight, because it has to happen tonight or I'm gonna forget. I'll DM some people and see if they want to be on some episodes coming up. Let me see here. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else. I know there's been some more people, but whether or not I can remember who they are.
I bet you if you look at your things, if there's been some people on, I bet you there's people screaming, me, don't forget me.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think GamerPond just signed up, I think, to be on a podcast this month. So
yep, I think next week.
Yeah, I think next week. I think for the rest of this month we actually have some patrons. Yep. But I'm still going to be inviting on some other guests and seeing it. Hey, it's okay for us to have 4 people.
Yeah, right.
We always wanted it to be 4 people.
Right.
I honestly, we've had a lot of great guests.
We have.
And one thing I like, it's funny because one thing I like about having guests on is one, a lot of the people I invite, besides patrons, I love the patrons. The people that I invite on are usually other YouTubers, and what's great about them is they talk as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
So they know how to shut me the hell up. Or if I say something I say something about a GameCube controller and how much I hate it, Player Essence says no problem.
Yeah.
Popping off on me for it on my own show.
Yeah.
On my own show, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love getting them going. I love getting OJ going is one of the most entertaining things. I swear. Sometimes I want to have him on just so I can say something I know he's going to disagree with.
Oh, that would be funny.
Oh,
that would be funny.
Should I get him on? Because I don't really like fighting games that much. I get him on and tell him how much fighting games suck.
Why not? Just bring guests on just to torture them.
Just to torture
why not?
them. Just to torture them. But yeah, there's other people I want to get on to. Do you remember this? This was early days. This was like in the first 10 episodes I think we ever made. Dreamcast guy.
Oh, yeah?
He was on an episode. He hasn't been on since. Yeah. And I actually have his literal Discord and DMs. I should... He's really busy, but I should see if I can get him on an episode too. Yeah. It's hard. I think the hard thing about what I've discovered in getting guests on is that because of when we record. Mm-hmm. So we record at Thursday nights, which is in the middle of the week, which is hard for people to get on because they have plans, they have sleep schedules, they have their own live streams. Especially YouTubers have their own live streams, their own recordings planned, all this stuff. Like OJ does recording, some videos that go into night, and it's like, okay, everyone's on a schedule. So to be on my podcast is out of schedule for them. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're always like, oh, is that on a Friday? Is that on a weekend? It's like, no, it's not. I'm sorry. Because it doesn't work for me. I have kids and I have stuff going on. Yeah. My fiance who wants to spend time with me on weekends. So Thursday night just works out best for both of us for work schedule and everything. And unfortunately, what works best for us doesn't always work best for everybody else.
Also, not just that it's Thursday night. It's generally Thursday night, 9:00 p.m.
Well, because it's when my kids are in bed. Like tonight,
exactly.
Would have sucked if we had a guest because they would have been pushed because my son wasn't asleep till like 9:30.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we went to all the other stuff we did.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed, my microphone, if you're watching the video version, it has like a completely different holder compared to his microphone. Yeah. Because we snapped off the old holder because we were trying to get one of the fittings out of it. And we failed because
miserably
because I needed to get the fitting out to put it on here. And anyways, it snapped. And luckily, I have another thing like this. It's just not made for this microphone. Whatever. We're gonna live with it until I decide to buy new stuff.
It works.
It works. Well, I'll find out how well it works when I go edit this later because I don't know how well it's actually absorbing anything when the metal things are actually touching the mic.
There's
so
that.
I don't actually know how well the absorption is, but we'll find out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll get it replaced for next week if I need to. Anyways, I digress. It's been a hell of a ride for 100 episodes.
Mm-hmm. It has. I mean, just even our placements and our scenery and our everything.
Oh, gosh.
I mean,
how many different sets have we had? How many different sets have we had?
We started the couch.
Yeah. The first episode ever was on the couch. I think we did a couple other episodes on the couch, but
then we went to the bar.
Yep. I have a bar that's now in the playroom.
Yep. We then went to the green screen room.
Hold on, but in the green screen room we had the corner.
Yes, we had the corner. We had the corner.
When that was my only office and my office in my studio. Imagining right now going back to that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm looking around this studio right now.
Right.
All of this. Well, technically that shelving unit wasn't in here. Mm-hmm. The one behind you.
Yeah.
That was in the man cave. Yes. That's now the playroom. Mm-hmm. But all the stuff that was on it was in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
This shelving unit was in there. Yeah. This table was in there. Yeah. My desk with my stuff. The mini fridge was in there. The microwave was not. That was in the man cave.
Yep.
But that was I'm literally all the crap I have in here that is still a big mess right now was all in there.
I mean, to go from couch to your office that is
it's such a tiny room.
Tiny.
I don't know how we always got the camera framed just right.
Yeah.
To make it look like we were semi-professional.
Yeah.
When we were in the dinkiest of spaces with crappy lighting and no space and hot as freaking balls in there.
Oh yeah.
And, oh man.
I mean, if you go look on the YouTube channel, there's some videos out there of us showing off the old office, and then now going into us building the door, having the idea to even build the door, because I know originally our idea was to build a wall.
Yeah. Originally, the studio, when we expanded it, we've been talking about the studio expansion for a while, because technically that room right now, which we call the green screen room, isn't even in use right now. It's storage, random crap. I haven't even picked it up. It's a mess in there.
Yeah,
it's not even that bad of a mess. I just got to pack some stuff back in the closet, but it's just because every now and then when I need something that I know is in there, I just dig through crap and I don't pick it up because we're not using the room for anything right now.
Right.
But that room is going to be the podcast room. It's going to be, I want to be careful calling it a podcast room. There's a long-term plan for that room to turn it into an actual stage. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It won't be green screen anymore. It won't be green screen, because there's going to be a TV. There's going to be TV and 2 monitors and some other stuff going on, some shelving, whatever. It's something that it sounds crazy, but it's not going to be. Like the TV, I'm literally just going to go to a pawn shop. They got a zillion of them. I'll find some 1080p, 42-inch TV and just throw it in there. And I'll turn it on at the pawn shop to make sure there's not like a big dead spot on it somewhere.
Or like 18,000 dead pixels.
Yeah.
One dead pixel.
I do have to check the refresh rate.
Yeah.
I'll bring my camera with just to see if it's flickering
there's
on the camera. And then I just told Eric that I've been looking at a special kind of desk I want, and I'm like, you know what? Might just build one. Now, to be fair, I got to price things out, because I did find one that might be big enough that actually even has an indent to put a TV in it. That was $130.
That's
now,
not terrible.
it wouldn't be the highest of quality, and I know that. I'm sure, but it's fine. And then we don't have to build it. Mm-hmm. Now, chair-wise, might have to get new chairs. Yeah. Don't know if these chairs would probably be too short. I don't know. And those other chairs we have, my God. I don't know if I can go back to those.
Yeah.
Now, if I bring the other cloth one down here, those are fine.
Yeah.
Those would be fine. But
right.
Because that other one upstairs is supposed to be down here anyways. So
yeah.
Anyways, we'll figure it out once we get it and do all that stuff.
So
that was the set, the corner of the office.
Yep.
Then when we initially built out the studio, this was not the podcast set.
No.
It was still the green screen, and you guys probably didn't even notice a difference.
Yeah.
It was just that whole room.
We just went to a
green,
wall.
And it was just, we had a bigger wall with better lighting. And it made keying it out.
4. That's 4.
So we have 4.
And we got 5 here now.
Yeah.
I think this is 5. 5 different sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
nuts.
There'll be set number 6 later this year.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Even if I end up not doing this every day anymore, which, by the way, we're still a daily YouTuber. I'm still going to build that out because it's not that expensive. Mm-hmm. So not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. Obviously, wall paint, all this stuff.
Again.
I know. And the thing is, I don't even know what color I want that set to be yet.
Yeah. No,
I was debating. I was debating actually if we take it back to white.
Yeah.
And I know what I want to do, but we're not going to do it. Okay. But I want to mention it anyways because I think it'd be really cool for the podcast set.
Yeah.
I want to put up plexiglass panels with LED lights behind it, so that I can change the colors of.
Yeah.
And I got that idea because my parents, now they had a really expensive one. They didn't custom build it themselves, but they used to have something like that behind their TV in their room, and it looked really cool. And I'm like, gosh, if I just had like a nice 8-foot section of a wall like that, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Now it's actually not that expensive to do it yourself, but then you gotta cut the plexiglass, and you got to and it's got to be obviously plexiglass that's got a coating on it. But I don't know. I'll have to look at how that is. I don't think that's going to happen in this one because then I don't have to worry about the color of the walls so much. I had also thought about just doing this where we make it white and just use flood lamps.
Yeah.
But I don't know because then the flood lamps might shine back off the TVs or the monitors and then that might not look good.
Maybe.
Unless I use LED strips around the TVs on the backside because then I could change those.
Right.
So... whole lot of ideas. Basically, the wall is the one thing I'm not sold on. There's going to be 2 monitors, but besides that, I don't know what else is going on the wall.
Yeah.
So, I know for sure that some of those shelves are going to go up because we're going to put different items per podcast or per show.
Right. Yeah.
Up. So I know that was one thing, but I don't know. It's going to be crazy when we finally get to it. Basically, I need like $300 to make it all done.
Yeah.
So I already have the monitors. I don't have to worry about the monitors. So
Yeah. I mean,
and I have the computer. Thank you so
Oh,
much. I think it was Two Homes. Actually sent me the extra computer that I use for editing. That's because of that computer, I can actually do that setup in there because it's going to be a dedicated storage server and literally dedicated to everything that has to do with that set.
Yeah.
And that set, by the way, can be used for multiple shows. That's the idea of the monitors and the TVs and changing out items and stuff and maybe changing the colors. Is there'll be the Nintendo Prime podcast stuff, and then there'll be other shows I can do in there in the future. As an example, I want to do a live news show eventually, and that would be from that set. And then this set here wouldn't be the table anymore, unless I'm doing unboxings. Like this table will probably just set off to the side and just be brought out for unboxings. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, this will just be the discussion area. You guys remember when I used to stand for videos and stuff like
what?
Well, I do for news videos.
I know.
My news videos now have a new setup, but for discussion videos, I want to do it back here. I don't want to do a lot of videos anymore sitting in my chair. One, it's lazy. Two, I sit in my chair enough as is.
You don't want a chair stream?
Chair
Come
stream.
on.
The chair stream that's a live stream stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, even some of my live streams, I've been using the portable green screen, and it's actually looked really, really good. So I don't know. Things are changing around here, but 100 episodes in. Also, but what I'm basically saying is we're 100 episodes in, and I'm not satisfied.
Right.
We're gonna keep getting better.
But also, you do have to really mention these right here.
Oh, the mics.
Oh yeah. I mean,
be righteous.
Yeah. Be
righteous.
Yeah.
Got us these mics. Because we were having issues with the cheapos.
Yeah.
The cheapo professional studio mics that we had. They were El Cheapos, like $30 mics, and God, they sucked.
Yeah.
It was a fight. Like, we think we fight with the audio now. I think we both forget.
Way worse.
I mean, we would spend
hours
upon hours to get one to work.
Yeah, that we did.
And we switched to those because the Blue Yeti was having issues going in and out, and it wasn't the greatest of quality all the time. And Blue Yetis are great, especially if you're just a solo person or if it's like an interview. Now I have lav mics, so technically if crap hits the fan, I could try to switch over to lav mics. Lav mics are going to be difficult for live stream purposes, though. Yeah. Because I can't really run them through my mixer very well. Right. But we can run them into our phones and get high-quality recordings that way. So in that case, it might not be a live stream. We had to use the lav mics. But whatever. We don't have to use it because we have these amazing microphones. We do. And I somehow had enough extra audio equipment to hodgepodge together another setup after breaking the old one. So
you know, it made it how many episodes without breaking? I'm kind of surprised with how.
Well, and it would have kept going if we didn't get something jammed in it. Yeah. And then we tried drilling it out, and it was a pain in the butt. Yeah. But whatever. You know what? 100 episodes in, we're still here.
Yeah, that we are.
So I guess time for the next topic?
Yeah, yeah.
So the next topic, man, I think I almost forgot what it is off the top of my head.
Okay, I got it.
What was the next topic? You know what, Eric?
What?
I got to provide the details for it. I know that. Oh, yeah. So did a video on this, and it was in Prime News, but I want to have a discussion on it. So Google, they basically discovered, or has been discovered on Google Chrome's development website where they put up notes and everything the developers do. It's public because Google Chrome is a public browser. That Nintendo Switch Pro Controller support and Joy-Con support, both individual Joy-Cons left and right, Joy-Cons together wirelessly, obviously Joy-Cons in the Joy-Con grip with a USB cable if you have the charging grip. Same for the Pro Controllers, Bluetooth or USB. Support is coming to Chrome. Now, it might sound confusing to you at first, but Project Stream runs through Chrome. So that's basically what it's for. It's not for like browsing the internet. It's for Project
I guess
Stream.
it works. I mean,
if you can
use your joystick and A button to move your mouse and click, I mean, why not?
Project Stream is a game streaming service. They had a beta test for it last year with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Thanks to one of our people on Discord, I was invited to participate in that. I actually did a live stream of it to kind of show you guys a proof of concept of how well game streaming is right now, and it was really damn good. Now, granted, I have a business line internet, so I don't expect it to be bad here, but it was really nice. It was a very nice and smooth experience, and it was kind of cool because not only did I stream it to myself, I streamed it back out to you guys, and it was flawless. And I tried it on multiple devices. I even tried it on really crappy internet and didn't have a problem with my laptop. So I don't know. It seemed really cool, really nice, really interesting. And they're adding this Switch and Pro Controller support to it, which is nice. It means like if you're playing on PC or Xbox or wherever you have a Chrome browser on your phone, you could enjoy Project Stream or whatever they end up calling it when they launch it. Now, Google is doing a GDC special on the 19th. So I'll be live streaming that, and we'll see if they even talk about the Switch or Pro Controller support or whatever. Because they're saying they're going to talk about their plans for the future of gaming, which obviously is going to include their Project Stream, whatever whatever they're doing with that. And then there's rumors out there that they might be launching an actual hardware console. So that's going to be interesting. That'd be interesting to see what Google is doing there. But I have a theory. Okay. So what?
I think I'm.
So Joy-Cons. I'm just going to come out and say it. Joy-Cons to me are inferior controllers to everything else.
Even to the GameCube controller.
Yes. I'll even give the GameCube. And I'm not saying this like because you guys have to have an issue with the Joy-Con controllers. And I think someone in the comments on one of the videos said, "Oh, my preferred way to play is the Joy-Con sideways." You might be the only person in the world that prefers that. I'm not saying it's a bad experience.
No.
But it's not as good as just a normal controller in your hands. Like, gosh, I got my Donkey Kong one here. Like, this feels like at least decent. The Joy-Cons feel tiny, crampy.
Yeah,
the buttons are located, like the B button's directly above the stick.
Yeah.
That bothers some people. There's no D-pad unless you get unless you modify it or you get the Hori one. So like, it's not just a good experience. And to me, there's no reason to really support the Joy-Cons because I don't see how anyone would even think about using Bluetooth Joy-Cons, even especially sideways, with Project Stream. I don't see that as even a thing that anyone using that service would think of. The Pro Controller, sure, it's a standard controller. But here's the thing:
the Joy-Con grip, it's not terrible. It's a little
the Joy-Con grip with it's okay, but still, even the sticks they don't have as much travel.
It's still also a little bit too close. I
would
have wished it would have been
if they
would have
like. I wish they would have when you put them on there because they're going straight. There are like fan made ones where they're kind of like bowed out a little bit like this, and then that actually feels kind of nice. But you have to recalibrate your sticks when you do that because now your sticks are facing a different way. But that's fine. Who cares? People will do that for a more comfortable grip. But I think what's interesting to me about this is Joy-Con support. To me, this is sounding like Project Stream will be on Switch.
Yeah.
So my question to you is: do you even want game streaming services on Switch?
Or there's even the possibility of testing for Nintendo possibly thinking in the future of going to game streaming.
Testing for what?
How it works with game streams. They like the controllers and stuff.
Well, it should work the same as any other Bluetooth controller.
It should. That doesn't necessarily mean it will. But, it could be just,
Because you can already use Joy-Cons with a computer. Like, it's not, like, new. Been able to do that for a while. It's just normal Bluetooth.
Yeah. I don't know.
Steam doesn't support it very well, though. Steam, the button mapping doesn't really like the Joy-Cons for some reason. It's fine with the Pro Controller. Just not I don't know why it doesn't like the Joy-Cons, but maybe because it's split and that just confuses Steam. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I'm okay with it because the more games on Switch, the better. So,
well, what do you think these services will be used for? Like, what games are we going to get?
God, I don't know.
That we don't already get.
Right. There is that.
I mean, one is, to me, the obvious one is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like, technically, Switch has it in Japan through a streaming service that we don't have here.
Yeah, there's that. I
mean,
do you think maybe like a Madden or something would go on to a streaming service, or maybe they're more apt
EA
to go
would
on
be on its own service.
Well, there is that.
And then they'll never let you. They'll never let you subscribe per month. You'll be paying because you say that because they have EA Access already, which does let you subscribe per month. Sure, that's great and everything, but when they do an actual streaming service, guarantee you EA is going to be like, hey, look, it'll be $10 for 3 hours.
No. What they'll do is they'll loot box it. So you have a random chance of paying nothing for a month, $20 for a month, or $5 for an hour. The loot box it.
Oh, only EA. Oh my gosh, they totally would. And of course, the chance to get a free one's like 0.00.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously.
It's a 1 in a trillion chance to get a free month.
No, I mean maybe a little bit better than that. Just to give you hope. Because you got to have at least one person get a free one every once in a while.
I don't think they're even going to do it. I think it would just be at least a penny.
Oh yeah.
They got to make some money. They ain't giving you anything for free.
That's that. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It's EA.
Yeah.
They ain't giving you a squat for free.
They don't even let you have demos for free anymore. You got to be part of EA Access for demos.
Seriously?
Yeah. So I should say that
okay.
sometimes they have public tests. I think they had a public test for Anthem, but then it's invite only, so like it's not a public demo. Like there's no public demos anymore. It's all you have to be part of. So you already have to pay for the privilege to enjoy demos.
But so back to my original point. Yeah. If for some odd reason maybe like EA would trust the streaming.
Well, there's also the rumor out there that the Xstream from Xbox, Microsoft, that might be coming to Switch. If not this year, early next year. Because I think this year Microsoft's going to focus on their platforms. Yep. But then next year, when they're going to expand it, that Switch might be one of those platforms. So like, Switch might have multiple options. Right. And you know, if EA can get along with one of them.
I mean, I focus on Madden because.
Well, and Ubisoft, like we can't ignore them. Right. They're the ones that already are streaming Odyssey on Switch in Japan. So like Ubisoft's clearly going to be for game streaming.
Maybe it will help pull a little bit more AAA kind of quote unquote support because not really.
Well, like The Division 2 isn't on Switch right now, even though it runs on an engine that runs on Switch. I don't know why it's not here, but it looks pretty, and I mean that could be something that would be on the service. Future Assassin's Creed games, obviously too. I think what some people are afraid of is that. Like I think everyone can kind of get behind. Okay, an option to get games we weren't going to get anyways. Fine, but like, is it also going to be an option that's going to replace games we were going to get anyways? Right. Example: Doom Eternal is coming to Switch. Yep. But if that's available through a streaming service, would that mean that like the next Doom game wouldn't come to Switch? They would just put it on the streaming service.
Maybe.
And I think people don't want that because then what happens is you don't own the game anymore. Right. So when the server shut off, you can't play.
Right. There's also the quote unquote, you know, this how much is this leading into the future of gaming where all of a sudden we're losing physical copies of the game. Mm-hmm. Period. I mean, all of a sudden everything's now going to streaming. You don't own games, period. You don't have physical copies of anything. I mean, there's some people
that is a future. I actually saw a thread on Reset Era where someone mentioned, so we know, before we even get all the details on the streaming stuff, the title of the thread was essentially, so we all know that the way we enjoy games now is going to go the way of the dinosaur someday, right? It's blatantly obvious that like physical games is probably maybe not go extinct because it's not extinct on PC yet, but it's going to go the way of PC, where PC basically you don't even have disc drives. So like you could buy some physical games, but it's more of a novelty item. Like it's kind of like buying records. They don't release records of every album anymore. Like it's a novelty item. Right. It's not standard. And
I mean, heck, now even CDs are almost going that way.
Whether or not now digital games, I think are going to last a lot longer. Oh yeah. I don't know that they're going to get rid of full like purchasing a game and downloading it. I don't know that that's going to go away for a while. I think that delivery method is one that is going to exist because even with all the Netflix and all that stuff going on, you can still purchase digital. Like I own some movies on Amazon. Just straight up bought the movie on Amazon, so I can play it anywhere. Still uses internet, but I own it. You know, and as long as Amazon exists, which I don't see Amazon going away anytime soon, I will have access to it. Right. So, and that's why I bought it through Amazon because
but that's also another thing too, though, is that you know you're relying on somebody else being around.
Well, that's to be fair, I have an option on Amazon to download it and just keep it.
Okay. So there's at least that, yes. So if we ever heard of, you know, Amazon,
I'll just go download. I'll just go download whatever I got.
Yeah. But
or going bankrupt or whatever.
Right. Exactly. I mean, like you said, I don't foresee that happening.
Well, I mean, even Netflix now lets you download some things.
Yeah. I'm guessing probably their shows.
I don't know. I think you're actually able to download anything you want. But obviously, there's DRM involved because they're going to have to... They won't... The idea is, so if you're on the road, you don't have to eat up all your data, right? So, like, you can still watch your shows in the car or on the bus, but not eat up all your data. But obviously, they have to do some sort of online check or something. At least once a day or once a week. They figure. I've never tried it, so I'm assuming because the idea is to be able to play it offline. But obviously, they have to do a check to make sure you're subscribed at some point.
Or not even that, but is the thing still on Netflix? Because I don't
Well,
know if
that-
you know if
that
you
too.
download it,
I
and
wonder.
then all of a sudden,
I wonder if that's a way to keep things when they take
I
it
don't
off
know.
Netflix.
I
Wouldn't
don't
that be
know.
crazy?
That would be interesting.
Gosh, I should have downloaded all the episodes of House back in the day
Yeah,
when they had
right.
it on Netflix.
Yeah, right.
They didn't. I don't even think they had that feature back
Yeah.
then.
But yeah, I don't know.
Here's the thing. It's a future that's coming anyways.
Right.
Okay. Whether we want it to come or not, game streaming's coming. It's Google's pushing it. Microsoft's going to be pushing it. Amazon is rumored to be working on something for it. We've already seen streaming services or streaming applications on Switch appear in Japan. It's coming. It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing we can do to stop it from coming besides tell a bunch of consumers that wouldn't otherwise be playing games that they shouldn't spend their money on these services that are really cheap, or at least probably going to be really cheap at first, to play a bunch of AAA games on their phones.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I mean. Project Stream and Xstream work on phones, or xCloud or whatever they're calling it, work on phones. So you're not going to be able to tell those billions of phone users, no, don't spend this cheap, relatively Netflix-style money per month to play AAA games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not going to be able to tell them not to do that. So it's not going to go away. So I like having the services on Switch because I think it does mean we're going to get some games that we normally wouldn't get, especially if they're single player. Single player, I think, is where streaming really, really can live and really thrive. So the Assassin's Creeds of the world, Resident Evils, stuff like that can really thrive in the streaming service. The multiplayer games, I think, are going to take a while. Like Call of Duty, because there is going to be latency. I didn't notice it too bad in Assassin's Creed, but it is something you would notice in a Twitch online shooter. When you're playing Call of Duty online, you're going to notice latency versus someone who's not streaming it. So I think it might take a while for it might even take till everyone has fiber before we get multiplayer games like streaming. I'm sure Microsoft will have their games on it because I think they said all their games might be on xCloud in the future. So like next Halo and stuff will be on there. But again, just because it's on there doesn't mean it's going to be good.
Or it's going to be the non-extremely labor-intensive multiplayer games.
I don't know. Like what?
So I don't know.
Killer Queen Black?
Yeah.
Love that game.
No, just, something that's simple that doesn't take
Overcooked.
a whole lot of it doesn't take a whole lot of updating a whole lot of data back and forth.
Even then, there's still the issue. I don't think is the amount of data. It's the latency already from you sending a command to a server. Okay, there's already that latency, and now you're waiting for commands from other people to the same server, and then waiting for those commands to come back to you for you to send more commands out. It's kind of the World of Warcraft problem,
Right.
where in MMOs, everything might look fine and smooth on your end, but on someone else's end, you might be firing off spells at different times than you think you are, and they might be firing off spells at different times than you think they are. So like it tries its best to sync everything, but bottom line is, with all those different internet connections coming in, nothing's ever exactly perfect.
Oh, so what you're saying is if you're down to 3 frames a second, that
I probably should not have been in a hardcore raiding guild, let alone be one of the best healing priests on the server, running at 3 to 5 frames per second in World of Warcraft in 40-man raids. No, that should not have probably existed. But back then, no, I think everyone was running at crappy frame rates or had crappy internet, so it didn't really matter.
That.
So no one noticed that I was running at 3 to 5. One, I got really good though. I got so good at here's the thing. When the game is running, like when you're seeing individual frames.
Yeah.
Okay. You know how easy it is to time and count out your spells?
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, so you had to memorize how long does it take to cast your spell and what's the cooldown.
Yeah.
So you're not looking at the frames. You're just subconsciously, I hit the key,
Yep.
now I can hit it again.
Yep.
And now I can hit it again. Oh, okay. And then when I went to ones where you would click on the name tags to do the healing, click different buttons on the name tags, it got even easier because now, every second, once per second, the health bars would update. But you could only fire off a heal every 1.5 seconds anyways.
Yeah.
So it worked.
Like, yeah.
So, when you weren't sure at all, you would just spam Prayer of Healing nonstop.
Yeah.
Because it hits a whole group of 5.
There you go.
So either way, you're healing someone, and then you look really good on the healing charts, even if you didn't do your job of healing the tank. Because his health bar jumped, and for some reason it didn't update for 2 seconds, and now he's dead.
Oops. But yeah.
Oh, those.
So
were the days.
yeah, I think it's the more games we can get on it, the better.
Yeah.
So
I think it's ultimately a good thing now, but it's one of those over time. I think the concerns that people have are going to start cropping up when we start seeing games come out that we at least feel as consumers could be running on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I think at first, like, if Assassin's Creed Odyssey or the next Assassin's Creed or the Division 2 or Call of Duty or whatever, like some more intensive games, Red Dead Redemption 2, like if all those start coming to Switch, we're gonna be like, okay, cool, those games weren't coming to Switch anyways. But it's like, okay, who's gonna like? Oh, what about Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle 2?
Yeah.
Is that suddenly streaming only?
Yeah. That would not be
Or
fun.
when's a Nintendo game going to go streaming only?
Right. When Nintendo decides it wants to have its own streaming service.
And when they realize they can make more money that way.
Probably. Yeah.
So it's interesting. And on top of that, there's always the concern that you pay a subscription fee and there's probably going to be microtransactions in a lot of those games, which exist already. Like you pay a subscription to play World of Warcraft. There's optional microtransactions where you can buy mounts and stuff. Granted, they don't really give you an advantage in the game. It's all cosmetics. So it doesn't bother me too much in World of Warcraft. But, an EA would be like, okay, subscription service, microtransactions, and loot boxes. It's all happening at once.
Right.
So now we have a continuous stream of revenue in every game we make in 3 different ways. So instead of just paying the $60 price, buying the DLC and the microtransactions, and on top of that, loot boxes, now it'll be, okay, you don't buy the game anymore. You just pay us a perpetual fee to play it every month.
Yep.
That just forever and ever and ever.
Until we feel like shutting it down.
Top of that, if you want the DLC, that'll be sold separately in packs. And the microtransactions and the loot boxes. I mean, there's a world, like EA is going to be the company to do it. They're going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
They are going to do it. Just wait till they start piecemealing. Wait till they piecemeal. What they'll be like? Okay, you want to play Madden Online? That's $5 a month. You want to play franchise mode? That's $15 a month.
Right. No.
You want to do Madden Ultimate Team? You pay for the privilege, $30 a month
to
for
buy
the privilege.
packs
for the privilege to be able to then spend money on packs.
Oh yeah, obviously. Duh. No, I really. That's you said something and then I was like, oh my god, I could see them doing that. You have your base stream where they have your games, then they have an upgraded section where you get the DLC for those games,
and then $5 a month.
Yeah, then you have like another tier where you get the special editions of games.
It's kind of like when Anthem came out and it had 18 different release dates. The release date of the game will be based on which tier you're in.
Right.
So you want to give us $60 a month? Sure.
We'll give you a week's
we'll
early
give
access.
We'll give you an extra 12-hour early.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we could. What am I thinking? Sorry. Yes, 12 hours.
Oh man.
And then the next one's like 10 hours, and then 8 hours.
See, me, what I want, I don't mind the streaming services being there, but I also kind of want a Game Pass on Switch. So Game Pass on Xbox, you download the games. You pay a fee per month, like $10 a month or something like that. Yeah, it's in addition to Xbox Live, whatever. Point is, you pay $10 a month, $120 a year. And you can get all the Xbox exclusive games, and plus they add other things. They have the older gen games and stuff. It's like their virtual console too, and you download them and play them. I think it's cool. I think like having a future where you can do both of that's fine to me. Granted, I don't want physical games to go away.
Right.
But if they were going to go away, but that was the future, I'm a little bit okay with that. Granted, you still don't have ownership, so you still, I think, should offer the option to buy games digitally. Actually, you know what? Here's the way I view it. If you have a thing like Game Pass, like on Switch, it should be, if you've been a member of Game Pass for a year, any of the games you have downloaded and actually played in that past year, you can keep playing them by staying a member of Game Pass, or you will be given an option after a year, every year, for whatever you played for the last year, to purchase the games you already have downloaded for a discounted amount. Whatever that discount is, 50%. For Nintendo games, 50% off would be huge, since their games never go down in price.
They wouldn't do that.
You're right. It'd be like $5 off.
Oh, yeah.
They GameStop it.
Yeah.
They GameStop it. But the point is like some sort of discount. Nintendo's even talked about doing this before, a customer loyalty program.
Yeah.
Satoru Iwata used to talk about it, like rewarding people for buying Nintendo games or buying Nintendo services. Still doesn't exist. I mean, you could argue, the gold coin system, when you buy digital games, physical games, and like you register them and you get like gold coins, like, that's a discount program. That didn't really feel like what he was talking about.
Right.
He was talking about, if you keep buying Nintendo games, they eventually get cheaper for you for being loyal.
Right.
And not cheaper for you because we're giving you gold coins that you can optionally spend to get it cheaper on the eShop.
Right.
They were talking about like, okay, you bought Odyssey, Zelda, Splatoon, and ARMS. Okay, well, Xenoblade Chronicles is half off kind of thing for you. Like, That's what it felt like he was talking about. But we never got to see that vision through, of course, because unfortunately, untimely passing of him. And I don't know that he would have ever got that to come. Maybe he was just referencing for gold coins, and this was the plan all along. But
Maybe.
I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Should we move on to our next topic?
We can.
Oh, boy, guys. Are you ready for the giveaway? So here's what's happening. We're going to be debating and trying to come to a semi-definitive conclusion on what are the top 5 exclusive Nintendo Switch games so far. Okay? We're going to try very hard. You guys can submit your own list if you want down in the comments. There's no hate here. Everyone's going to like what they like. But remember, we said exclusive. Sucks for me because my favorite game of all time gets knocked off. Breath of the Wild isn't exclusive, so it doesn't count.
Yep.
That's a key thing. So like even Starlink, I would want to throw on there. Can't.
Yep.
It's not exclusive, even though it has exclusive content. It's not an exclusive game.
And so that basically knocks out 2/3 of the games that I've played.
But yeah, so we're gonna have a little debate, and then if you want, you could actually go do it right now. We are actually going to be giving away 5 Nintendo Switch games. It will be a Switch game of your choice. You must, unfortunately, this time around be in the United States. This could potentially be a really expensive giveaway for us because people could choose $60 games, or they could choose cheaper games. It could be a digital or physical copy, your choice. And that's why we're keeping it strictly to the U.S. because I feel like a lot of people, when they win, will want the physical copy. So we're just going to have it shipped to you from Amazon.
Standard version only. Yep,
standard version only, no limited editions. It's just 1, because those are more expensive usually, and 2, sometimes they're really hard to get their hands on. And yeah, so it could be any physical Switch or physical Switch game or digital Switch game that's $60 or less. And we're picking 5 winners to represent each of the 5 games. We originally were going to do let's give away a copy of our top 5, but then it's like, yeah, but a lot of people might have some of the games. So it's like, let's just make it fair, and you can pick any game you want. So it'll be 5 winners. The giveaway will be ending next week, Thursday.
Yep. Each winner
or I should say, if you're listening on Monday, it'll be this week, Thursday, and then we'll talk about the winners or announce the winners during the podcast. So be sure to tune into that podcast. Multiple ways to enter, by the way. And you'll see that when you go to the Gleam.io link down in the description. So
yeah. Each winner will get 1 game.
Yep. 1 game per winner, 5 winners.
Yes.
So, and what's interesting is this is actually the first giveaway I've ever done that Eric's actually helping with it. So we pooled our money together to pull this off. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in for 100 episodes.
Right.
And not only the 100, thank you all our patrons for making this even possible. I mean, God, we're at $462 on Patreon. This is just blowing my mind that we might be at $500 next month. What? I don't know what I did to deserve that support, but thank you guys.
And I'm actually curious. I know I brought this up to you before the podcast, but I'm actually curious as to, we say this is our 100th episode. I'm actually curious as to where some of these audience members started picking us up at. What episode? Down in the comments, leave what episode you started watching us out at. If it's today, welcome. If you've been with us since day 1, thank you. I'm just kind of curious to see how, what's the mixture of longevity, brand new, what's kind of
why not add why you like watching the podcast?
There's that too.
And maybe what your favorite episode was if you happen to remember. So
yeah,
throw that all in there.
Yeah,
why not?
Just kind of
it's just feedback. Yeah, it's just feedback that helps us just kind of figure out what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. And how we can grow the podcast to be even bigger than it already is. So, all right. So top 5.
Top 5.
So I think we can just get a couple out of the way that I think we're going to agree on. Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
I think we'll just agree on that period. After that though, is there any guarantees?
I think for the two of us, for me, probably Pokemon Let's Go. Whether it's you have Eevee, I have Pikachu.
He's the Pikachu one.
I have Pikachu. Yeah. Were you just going to say I have the Pokemon one?
Yep.
Nice.
I think I did say it, actually.
I think another one for us would probably be Smash Ultimate. That we could possibly agree on. Maybe. I don't know. That's in my top 5 only because I've only played a handful
No, you
of
played
games.
more than 5. We went through it.
I know. I've only played a handful of games, though.
You played more than a handful because a handful's 5.
You know what I mean.
Those
are at least 3 of my top 5.
So Pokemon Smash and Mario Odyssey is what you got. See, for me, I would argue obviously Odyssey's in there. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yes, that is definitely.
That's in like my top 2 favorite Switch games there are. After that, it gets a little fishy for me. Octopath Traveler, I haven't finished it yet, but everything I've played of it tells me that should be in my top 5. And then it gets so debatable after that because I loved Pokemon. Smash Ultimate I think is amazing, but I'm just not a fighting game fan. So like, there's games I enjoy more than Smash, and I know that. So part of me wants to put it in my top 5 because I think it would be top 5, if not number 1, for almost every one of our viewers or every Switch owner out there. But for me, it's like, but that's not the kind of games I enjoy the most.
No, I get you.
So like, Splatoon 2 to me is a better game for me.
Yeah, I mean, I played it. I have it. Surprisingly, haven't played it. No, I mean, I got it. I think almost pretty close to right away when it came out.
Nice.
Because I know we played it a couple times.
Sure.
But I haven't touched it since I bought it.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah. Odyssey, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
It's fun.
Octopath, Splatoon 2. I'm just gonna throw Splatoon 2 in there. I really like Splatoon 2 a lot. And then my fifth one. That fifth one's tough. I haven't played enough of Xenoblade Chronicles to put it in there. Fire Emblem Warriors is nice, but I like Hyrule Warriors better. And I know Hyrule Warriors isn't exclusive on Switch, but yeah, it's like I know it's better, so I can't really put Fire Emblem on there. At least maybe Fire Emblem 3 Houses when that comes out.
Maybe
Yoshi's not out yet, so that can't be considered
Kirby
even
Star?
the demo. Kirby Star Allies is not in my top 5. It's
a
a better
game,
a better game than people give it credit for, but it's not
right.
Not a top 5.
I'm throwing out games.
I mean, ARMS was pretty good, but again, I'm not really big into fighting games, so I'm not gonna say I'd put ARMS above Smash. So that wouldn't be the case for me. Pokemon obviously is always in consideration because the Pokemon game was good enough for me to play the next one, which I didn't think was gonna happen. So
it brought me back. At least for the Let's Go part of it.
Yeah, it brought me back. So now I'll give the next gen a shot.
I don't know if it brought me back that far.
You don't know if you're going to play next gen?
Maybe.
I think
I might give it a shot.
Yeah, I think for the sake of us fully rounding out everything we think about Pokemon, we have to give that next one a shot.
That's true.
Because this was Let's Go, which was a Gen 1 remake right up our alley. So it's like, okay, let's actually give the next one a fair shot.
I will
let's
give you that
beat it. At least beat the story.
Okay.
And just be like, okay.
Okay.
Do we like it or do we not? And now that we've actually gone through it, can we explain better why we might not like Pokemon anymore? Or were we just wrong and living on presumptions and it's just been a long time and we love it?
It's possible.
We don't know.
Possible.
That's why I think we really need to dive in because, well, Let's Go was great and fantastic and I loved it. It's still like, but it was Gen 1, which is right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, and
I don't think that's a fair way for me to judge.
Gen 1 remade actually in my idea actually be slightly better.
Ooh, that's a hot take. There's a hot take. There's a hot take.
Only because of the
nostalgia gone.
No.
No, nostalgia's not gone.
No, it's still there. Only because I really, really, really like the Live World Pokemon.
Okay. Yeah,
that is
so cool. I'm kind of disappointed that doesn't appear to be.
That is the only reason why I think it is slightly better than the actual original.
See, I actually like the capture mechanics in Let's Go. So,
well,
but the Pokemon in the overworld is huge. I think I wish they. I don't know. Maybe it will be there in Gen 8, but it didn't look like it. It looked like Wild Encounters.
Yes,
so.
Correct.
It's gonna feel weird going back to random encounters. I mean, Golf Story.
Yeah, that one is good.
It's
that one is
so good.
Yeah, I still have to.
But I'm like, is it better than Smash? I'm like, for me, it probably yes. It probably I put more hours into it for a reason. Like it's probably for me better than Smash. But is that top 5? No, I'm debating on.
That might round out my top 5 with that one.
Golf Story.
Okay.
So your top 5 is what again?
Smash, Pokemon, Odyssey, Golf Story, and
Mario plus Rabbids.
Yes.
Yeah, you were freaked out when you saw that game.
Oh god, yeah.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Have you beat the Halloween area yet?
You gotta remember where I'm at. I think I'm in that area or not.
You would not forget if you beat the Halloween area.
Yes, I think I did.
Okay,
I'm
so
pretty
you
sure I
got
did,
the
yes.
opera song?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I did. Yes.
Oh, that was the best
Yes.
part of the whole game.
Yes.
Oh, it was so good.
Yes, you're right.
I go
Yes,
back
I
to
remember
replay
that,
that area sometimes
Yeah.
just for that. It was
Yeah.
such a good fight.
Yeah.
I love
It took me forever.
Oh.
It kind of took me forever to figure out
That
how
one
to.
it was the
how to beat
closest thing in gaming to getting me back to Conker's Bedford.
Oh yeah, well,
with the Great Mighty Pooh. It was the
Oh,
closest thing in gaming
Yeah.
I've had in 30 years to get me
Yeah.
back to that. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it was so good and it was so funny. And,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
just ripping on Mario. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what is happening?
Yeah.
This is old school rare comedy
sure,
right here.
for
This
sure.
is awesome.
For sure.
Oh, I loved it. That fight alone put the game in my top 5. Let me tell you. Oh man! Plus the game itself is just really good. DLC is really good too. I don't know if you played the DLC yet. But
No, I have not.
Dude, the Donkey
I know.
Kong
I still,
DLC
I
is
still have to
so
actually
good.
beat that game.
So good. Oh man.
I just haven't had time. I've been out of town for work and
Snipper Clips. That's another one.
Yeah.
You know what's also exclusive
Actually,
right
no.
now on Switch? Tetris 99.
yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
I'm not a big fan of Tetris, so
entire Nintendo Switch online service.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of.
Do we
Tetris,
disqualify?
so
Do we
yeah.
disqualify Splatoon because it requires the online service?
Oh God. Yeah, there might be that.
Oh man, there's a lot. There's a lot more exclusive games than people I think realize. I think there's like 16 of them when I counted it up. So we're picking a third of them. I mean, Golf Story probably would round out my top 5. I really like Golf Story. To me, it's everything that Mario Golf should have always been, but never fully progressed to. Because Mario Golf was an RPG, but it never really was that open world, like full progression. Into it was an interesting take, and I liked how they did it, but they never built upon that concept. And this feels like, okay, the group that made this out of Australia looked at clearly Mario Golf, and they're like,
Right.
what is the next step for Mario Golf? We're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, heck,
And-
it's got frothing in it.
It's got.
I mean, heck, it's got frothing in it.
Frothing in it for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I love froth. They brought froth.
Oh.
Granted, the controls for it, maybe I just suck at it. I guess they're probably not that bad. It took me a while. There was that one where you have to like weave it, but I'm just like, what? I can't. I keep hitting trees. What is going on?
Yeah.
And then like I'll watch you do it. It's like, oh, you're done. I'm like, what? How?
Oh. Yeah.
Use the Joy-Cons, man. Because I was using the Pro
There is
controller.
that. There is that.
Oh man.
But
So, no, the giveaway. I just happened to glance at the comments on the live version here. The giveaways right now. There's a Gleam.io link down in the description right now. It's live now. It is live from now until we recorded the next podcast. So
till noon on Thursday.
noon on Thursday.
Next
Just give us
Thursday.
time to get the winner sorted out, and we will be
Central.
contacting you. Through Gleam.io. I think they give like an email address or something. Anyway, whatever. We'll get contact info and get a hold of you. But you will not. I'm not going to do that until after we announce it to our patrons, our $10 not patrons who will be watching the live stream of the recording. And then after that, I'll be getting a hold of people over the weekend to sort that all out and figure out what we're going to do and what games you guys want to get and obviously shipping addresses and all that stuff we gotta sort out. So, and I should probably go on my Amazon and delete some old shipping addresses from giveaways I've done in the past. I probably shouldn't keep those addresses at my Amazon.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
So I probably should delete those. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
probably.
I know where Darren's mom lives
Oh, there you go.
because I have her
Hey,
address.
well, let's
I have
go.
her address
Let's
on my
go pay
Amazon.
Darren a visit.
Let's go pay Darren's mom a visit.
Oh,
He lives on
yes.
his own now. So
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, if I show up at his mom's house, I think he'll come over.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's not awkward
out
at all.
in New York.
That's not awkward at all.
No. I mean, I do want to go to Nintendo New York, so I'll just go chill at his mom's house.
Yeah, why not?
And drive. I think he lives like 2 hours outside New York City.
There you
So
go.
it's still,
Yeah.
that's outside of the city. So then you got to get into the city. So that's probably an additional 3 hours to get where you want to go in the
Right.
city. So,
Right?
oh, man.
I'm guessing I'm the driver then. Because
Are we gonna drive in New York City?
Well, yeah. I mean, we do in LA.
Yeah, but New York's even bigger. It's the
Yeah,
biggest city in the
I
United States.
realize that, but
I mean, it's hard for me to imagine traffic worse than LA, but I remember.
yeah, I know. I remember being.
I
out there
remember
senior
being
year.
out there.
or junior,
yeah,
my junior year.
Yeah,
your
my
senior
senior year,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
dude, it was bumper to bumper traffic everywhere.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, it was almost faster to walk, I think.
That's probably true too. That is probably true too.
I mean, the bottom line is, if I'm going there, I'm just going to get a shuttle and stay at a hotel that's near wherever Nintendo New York is. That's probably what I'll do.
Yeah.
Because I think Nintendo New York is close enough to Times Square. I don't think it's too far away from Times Square. And then, obviously, close enough to Broadway to go there and go to some place. So,
Oh yeah.
so yeah.
Ooh. There we go. That sounds like a fun time.
I love, dude. New York is really cool if you're in the right part.
And
of
I still
town.
have yet to go to
Even
the Statue
Chinatown, man.
And I never actually got
That's
to go
fun
up to
in
the Statue of
Chinatown.
Liberty, and that peeved me off.
Oh, they had it closed off that year.
No, they still had it.
Oh,
Well, you couldn't go into it.
Yeah.
You could go out to the island. But you couldn't,
We
you couldn't go
went
into
out to the island. My group did, but it really wasn't that exciting.
Yeah.
Like it was basically, oh, here's a gift shop, and then here's the thing. What read about the history, and you're done.
Yeah, but I never got to go out there. I'm kind of mad.
It wasn't that fun to me. So
yeah,
it was like no, the boat ride out there was cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I just like being on a ferry. It's just kind of
right.
nice.
Yeah,
and feeling that air.
and
feeling that salty.
too bad we weren't out there when
that salty, disgusting New York air.
Yeah, and too bad when we were out there when Impractical Jokers were doing that one punishment. Because that would have been funny to be on that ferry going back through when they did their one Statue of Liberty punishment.
Oh, that would have been sweet. Anyways, or it'd be fun to be rich so I can finally go up into Statue of Liberty. Because they used to be able to go up into it, all the way up into the arm, but they don't let people do it anymore because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Do some repairs.
Yeah.
Make it safer. Come on.
Right.
Anyways.
So, what is your actual top 5 then? To get back on topic.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay.
Octopath Traveler.
Okay.
Golf Story. Splatoon 2.
All right. Cool. I mean, yeah, definitely.
Pokemon is flirting, but for now I'm going to put it on the outside. I think I enjoyed the other ones even more.
Splatoon 2?
Like Splatoon 2, I've got like
you do have
a lot of hours. I have a lot of
yeah.
hours in that game. I like that game a lot. And I have so many fond memories playing with our streamers and stuff like that, playing with our fans. Like, oh, it was such fun. So much fun. So much booze consumed playing that game, let me tell you. I think I might have consumed more alcohol playing Splatoon 2 over the last 2 years than I've consumed in the past 10. So
yeah, there's
been some fun. Mark Greenberg, you have made several of my Splatoon 2 streams. Nights that I do not remember.
Yeah. So are you sure Splatoon 2 is good?
From what I remember before, I can't remember.
Yes,
it was pretty
gotcha.
Gosh, got to do. This just made me do. I got to do a throwback Splatoon 2 stream sometime.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you're welcome.
It's been a long time. I'm gonna suck. I wasn't that good anyways, and I'm gonna really suck. It's been so long. There's like new modes now, and like stages, and I'm gonna suck. Anyways, that being said, I guess I always suck. So what else is new? Our last topic. I know what it was. Media Create. So for those who don't know, I report on sales data at this channel. Talk about MPD data, comes out once per month. That deals with the United States. And then sometimes I talk about the UK charts. I don't talk about them often because, the sales numbers aren't huge there. But I talk about them when it's relevant, especially when there's new Nintendo games released there. But we talk about the Japanese charts at least once a month. Sometimes multiple weeks throughout a month, but at least once a month. And the go-to that we use for that is Media Create. Media Create is a company that tracks sales data for software and hardware for video games. And Media Create, there was a rumor floating out there last week that I didn't talk about because I didn't believe it, but it came true today. Media Create will no longer be reporting sales data publicly to anyone. So starting in April, we will not be able to give you Media Create numbers unless we're a business and we pay them. We are a business, but I'm not paying them for the numbers. Right. It's not happening.
Yeah.
They will. I think they said they still will release whatever the top 10 software are, but they won't tell you they won't tell you the numbers. And they just they said they won't give the numbers for software, so maybe they're still going to give numbers for hardware. But I imagine that if they're just doing it as a slow roll, like we won't give you software numbers, we'll still give you hardware. They're eventually going to take away hardware numbers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now watch them. They'll tell you the top 10. They won't put it in any specific order.
And conveniently, this happens around the time that Switch would be coming close to passing PlayStation 4. No, Sony didn't pay them to do this. It's just a, just an interesting point. It's a conspiracy theory I've seen out there. Oh, conspiracy theories. They've been destroying my brain the past 24 hours.
They've been our night.
Oh, my gosh. Creationists and flat earthers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what to think anymore. I mean, I know what I believe, but I'm just saying.
I don't know what to think anymore.
Wait, my brain is fried. My brain is fried in some of this stupidity.
Yeah.
That being said, I think we'll still be able to report on numbers because Famitsu magazine still reports sales data as well.
Also, how long do you think it's going to take before somebody who pays for the numbers just
gives them
lets
publicly?
Them go publicly?
I don't know, because I think there'll probably be a stipulation that they can't do that. See, MPD numbers aren't released publicly, right? They don't have like a report you can go look at on a website anywhere that has public MPD data. But what you have are guys that work for MPD, like Matt Piscadella. He's an MPD analyst. He puts out a lot of the information every single month, and he's allowed to do that. So now the MPD doesn't give numbers anymore, exact numbers anymore. So it's kind of the same thing, but you're able to extrapolate numbers. So basically, what happens is MPD used to give numbers. So now when we hear what numbers are, like say we know that Nintendo said they moved 5 million Switches in December. Like Nintendo publicly stated that. And the following December, the MPD report, or the following January, I guess the MPD comes out for December, and they're like, oh, sales for Switch are 25% ahead of last December. Well, if Nintendo told us numbers, we know it's 25% more than that. You can do the math. And even if they didn't give you numbers, you can keep going back in the MPD data until there was numbers, and you can keep extrapolating the data moving forward.
Yeah. Or you can get close enough.
You can
roughly.
you can always basically figure out what the numbers still are because there's
Okay.
the data is there. But it's a little more work, but you can still figure it out. Media Create, you won't even be able to figure it out. That being said, Famitsu still gives numbers, so we'll still be able to track and pay attention to Japan. So some people say, what's the big deal? The big deal is that Famitsu numbers are widely considered to not be as accurate as Media Create. Now, the numbers are close. They've always been close. But Famitsu numbers always come out after Media Create, so you often wonder, are they close because they looked at the Media Create numbers before they did theirs? I'm not saying that Famitsu is like, VG charts where they're like making stuff up, but Media Create literally tracked every retailer. Famitsu doesn't track every retailer. So they track some retailers, and then they extrapolate for the ones they don't track, which is why they're not as accurate. So it will still be able to talk about some numbers, and they're still going to be relatively true, and we'll still be able to make our videos. But the videos will come out later since Famitsu numbers don't come out at the same time. Usually they come out like 12 or 24 hours later. But I think I just think it kind of sucks to see. I mean, I can't blame. Okay, Media Create is the one putting in the time.
Right.
So I can't blame them for wanting to monetize it.
Right. And it also does.
I mean, MPD monetizes it too. You got to pay to access the report if you actually want to read the
full
and
report.
MPD tracks, by the way, more than video games. So it tracks all retail sales of everything in the United States. So,
and you wonder. Oh crap! Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
I lost my train of thought. Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, better not do that. Probably copyright strike for that.
God dang. I forgot where I was going with it. Keep going.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry. I'll think of it in about a minute and a half.
In a minute and a half when we're done with the podcast.
Yeah,
I don't really have anything else. I don't like that they're doing it, but I can't change it.
I told you. I'd think about it in a second.
You said a minute and a half.
I was so close enough. You wonder. It also depends on how much they're actually charging for it too. I mean, if it's. I mean, yes, it's anything. Anything
like
better than free. Anything better. Anything. That's more than free is crappy. But
I just don't like it's not public anymore.
Right.
And that they probably won't let businesses put it public if they pay for it.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird because if you pay for the data, why?
Well, because
I mean, I guess
because if you put it public, why would other businesses have to pay for it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So I get why. I don't know. I mean, they can do what they want. It's their data.
Yeah.
We've been so accustomed to getting it from them for years. It's been years. I mean, I think it's been over a decade that we've been getting Media Create numbers. Like, it feels so weird it's like the end of an era. It's kind of like if E3 ever gets canceled. Some people already feel like it's the end of an era for E3 because Sony's not going to be there. Right? And like Sony's always been there, and now they're not going to be there. So for some people to, if Sony never comes back to E3, that does feel like end of era. Well, even Microsoft. And Microsoft's doing a press conference, but they're not at the show floor.
On the E3 show floor.
They're at their own building.
They're
granted
doing it at the same
your
time.
Your E3 pass that you pay for, whether it's a gamer pass or whether you have a media pass for the E3 convention that gets you in. So there's obviously some sort of partnership, and I'm sure the ESA gets some sort of money. But not the same as obviously they would get if Microsoft had a booth inside the convention center still. But to be fair, Microsoft's theater, Nokia Theater, is like what, a block and a half away.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It just sucked that by the time we walked all the way there, it was closed.
Right.
But that was our bad.
But at that point in time, though, we were pretty much done.
That was our bad.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if we didn't have to wait in line for Pokemon twice. Yes, I forgot my badge.
Yeah.
Maybe if we had media passes.
Yeah, there's that.
Wouldn't have been a problem.
There's that.
Would have been done with everything on day one.
Hey, E3, change your YouTube credential policy. Yeah.
I mean, I get they don't want to let everyone in, but man, why is it easier to get in with websites than it is to get in with YouTube? That shows your lack of respect towards YouTubers. And you know what? I say that, and they'll be like, "Fine, we'll fix it." Now websites are harder to get in.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like,
Yeah. No,
that's not what I meant.
No.
That's not what I meant.
No.
Now instead of it being 10,000 hits per month to get one person in, it'll be 50,000 hits a day.
Yeah, right.
It's like it is for you.
Stop giving them ideas.
They don't watch our stuff. I haven't applied yet because I'm afraid of being rejected.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like, I'm just like, okay, I don't think the website's going to qualify for even one badge. But, I mean, if we can get one badge, we're going.
Yeah.
For sure. Because, whatever, we'll just buy one gamer pass. And then we just need the one badge to get our equipment in.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. And then you can kind of do whatever you need to do. And we'll have the tripod.
Yeah.
Because you can bring a tripod, so I can technically record my own stuff. So it won't be that bad.
Right.
But then we could do all of the vloggy stuff or all of the interviews. You know, we can do that once the other person gets in.
Yeah.
Plus, if I can debating this year on like bringing a nice mic with that I hook into the camera, because I have a cord that'll hook into the camera.
No.
Whether or not it sounds good, I don't know because I've never tested. But I'm assuming it'll sound good.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or I get a setup that goes on top like the Rode mic does.
Yeah. I mean,
did we
ever really test the Rode mic?
The Rode mic has been tested several times since the trip. It worked fine for the whole trip. Yeah. It broke on the way home.
Gotcha.
And now I don't know. Again, what I'm not sure about is if it's the mic or the mic port. Mm-hmm. The thing is, I plugged in the lav mics into the mic port and had issues. But the lav mics are different. They're weird microphones. Mm-hmm. So you have to like use a converter to even make them work on a camera.
Fantastic.
So I don't know. I mean, whatever. I'll probably just buy another Rode mic. And I'll just buy a nicer one that's not so cheap. But I do want to figure out, obviously, if the port's broken before I do that.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll try an XLR cable into it, although it won't be as good because these need power. But it still works without power. It's just not as loud. But I just need a way to test it to make sure there's no static.
For sure.
I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll find someone around here who has like a cheap Rode mic for $20 and just plug it in and find out. I've tried a different cable, so I know it's not cable.
Okay.
Anyways, I think that's it. I don't really have much else to say. I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess really, like I said,
it makes my job harder and less accurate.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Until you find out it's actually relatively cheap, and
even then, I don't like it.
Well, right. I'm not saying you.
And even if it's relatively cheap, I gotta convert currency to yens, and gotta use Google to translate it to Japanese. And I'm trying to talk to them.
I'm sure you're fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Because English does not translate well to Japanese.
Yeah, so I'm sure.
Very difficult translation. The people that do it, like Bill Trinan, kudos, because I can't do that crap.
Right.
It all sounds in a way that if I say it, it's going to sound very racist. But that's what it all sounds to me.
Yes.
I can't help it. It's just what it sounds.
Please do not say it.
It's what it sounds like. I can't.
Yes,
like,
I know.
Every time I hear Miyamoto or someone talk, I'm just like, oh my gosh. It is the biggest gibberish. But like we sound like gibberish to them. So
yeah.
So I mean,
I sound like gibberish to me. So
I sound like gibberish right now.
Yeah.
This entire podcast was a bunch of gibberish.
It kind of was.
You guys are all here just because it said giveaway in the title.
Yeah, probably.
So let's just be honest. I think that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Except for the Nintendo Prime Podcast. Yeah. Episode 100.
That's crazy.
Be sure to enter that giveaway, guys. Like, seriously. Whether this is your first podcast ever or you've been here the whole time, this is for you guys. We really wanted to do something special for 100 episodes, celebrating 3 years of doing this. Crazy. Hopefully, here's to another 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's go till I retire.
8675309. Wait,
that's something.
Yeah.
Isn't that from a show or a commercial?
Oh my god.
I know. See here. Oh, it's not a podcast if I don't make him facepalm at least once. At least once. Anyways, you can follow me on Twitter at NintyPrime. You can follow Eric on Twitter
at Emo8790.
You can get our podcast online. I guess I'll do it this week. I put you on the spot the last couple weeks. Episode 100. I guess I'll do it. You can find our podcast audio-wise on podbean.com or through the Podbean app on iOS and Android. You can find it in iTunes if you have iOS. You could also find it on the Google Play podcast app through the Google Play Store. So it's there. You can also find it on patreon.com/NintendoPrime. You can also find it on NintendoPrime.net. In fact, NintendoPrime.net is the only place where you can actually go back and see all 100 episodes. because some of the episodes started on a different YouTube channel and all this stuff, and that YouTube channel doesn't really exist anymore. Some of the episodes got split up in multiple parts. Some of the audio wasn't on Podbean all the time. Bottom line is, the only way you can catch every single episode is on NintendoPrime.net. If you ever want to go back and look at the deep diving history of this podcast and see all the different sets, and seeing when you can pick out when the green screen sets changed without hearing me saying that I changed the sets. Just like see if you could figure out when that changed. And when the mics changed and all the quality changes. Like it's kind of cool going back through all that. You can obviously get the video version. There's only one video version right here on YouTube. Releases at 10 a.m. on Mondays, or unless you are a $10 backer on patreon.com/NintendoPrime, you can catch it on Thursdays. $5 a month is for that audio version to get it a day early. And $20 a month, you can be on an episode of the podcast. So
that you can.
That's pretty cool. Next week we have a Patreon on. I forget which one, but we have a Patreon on next week. So that should be fun. I wanted you guys to tune in. Episode 100.
Yeah.
Now this is where I tried to get party poppers at the dollar store, but they didn't work.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Like they always work, right? Even the cheapos. Yeah. But I was like, I gotta try it. Nothing. Next one. Nothing. All the strings just kept pulling
out.
Yeah. Not popping. Fantastic. So thank you guys so much. Fake confetti. Post editing that might not happen.
So it'll just look like fun, just us going like this.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week for episode 101 and to announce the winners of our 100th episode giveaway. Thank you guys.
Peace out.
Where's my gift bag? Clayton, there's no gift bag coming. A lot of people saying congratulations, though. 100 episodes. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad that other people are excited about it. We've been doing this a long time, man. You don't realize I started this right before I turned 30. Yeah. The podcast started at the end of my 20s. Hey. Yeah.